Hello
Hi.
and stuff. How are you?
I'm good. How are you
Good,
today?
thank you. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad to see you again. How is everything going?
Actually, everything's great. I just got a new job, that job I was telling you about. So I'm actually, yes.
Awesome.
So I'm actually quitting the 2 jobs I have.
Good.
So now I only have 1.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. So hopefully you have like some more time to spend with your son.
Yes, I do actually. I can now do the lunch in the afternoon with him. I can spend more time and pick him up after school. So I'm really excited. My job is 8 hours, 8 to 5. No, I'm sorry, not 8 to 5. 7 to 4, so I can pick up the kids. So great. I'm looking forward to it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that. Great. So, you said you have time to like make his lunches now and stuff like that.
So I do have time to make his lunches. So I'm very looking more enthusiastic to changing both my diet and my son's because I want the best for him and I really want to be motivated to look for better options for him.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Sounds like things are definitely looking up.
Yeah,
so that's
definitely.
great. So like, what kinds of foods have you guys been making for lunch?
Well, we've started just with the standard sandwiches. I'm really looking forward to adding more protein into his diet, but I don't really know how yet. I'm trying different cooking methods, but I don't really have an idea of any cooking methods. So I'm just sticking to the standard, just deli sandwiches right now.
Okay. That's a great place to start. That's wonderful. So like what kinds of things? You said like meat, protein?
Yes.
And
So I've been picking a lot of roast beef and turkey.
okay.
And I've been looking more at the sodium intake because I don't want him to have a lot of sodium. Because I know that we have a lot of different kinds of diseases in the family, like hypertension, so we're trying to avoid that. So for me, as myself, knowing that from my information, I just been trying to avoid it. So
Good.
yeah,
That's good to hear. So you said like there's a family history of hypertension?
Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, my dad actually has it, and I just recently found out about it, actually a few weeks before I talked to you. And now this is actually kind of embarrassing, but I actually didn't know hypertension was connected to sodium. So last week I didn't even mention it to you, and I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize. Don't be sorry. I mean, that's something that not a lot of people know about. It's a very it's a not very common connection. A lot of people who do have hypertension, like they think it's because like they eat a lot of fattening foods, but a lot of the time it's because they have a lot of sodium in their diets, which is something that it's hard to avoid because sodium is in like pretty much a lot of the foods that we eat nowadays.
Yeah.
A lot of the the manufactured foods like snacks and like ready to eat dinners.
Yeah. So looking at that, I am been looking at different kinds of snacks I've been eating and talking more to myself of trying to figure out ways to definitely look for different diets.
Okay.
And different foods into my diet.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So what kinds of foods are you thinking about adding into your diet?
Well, I've been looking at a lot of vegetables because I feel like vegetables are much more important than a lot of the other foods I've been eating. And I've been trying to maybe add more vegetables into my snacks.
Okay.
Instead of eating, having just orange juice and pretzels, maybe I can add some celery sticks or carrots with that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm just so scared knowing about that. But I'm trying to figure out ways to add my vegetables because I know they have a lot of not protein but nutrient value to it. So definitely with my snacks, I've been trying to add vegetables more than snacking on something from the vending machine.
Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. Hypertension, like, don't be afraid. I'm glad that you're taking steps to prevent it. You're doing what's good for you, what's best for your son, and, like, the fact that it's running in your family, it's kind of good because, it just like it kind of like makes you more aware of what you're
It
eating, which is
does.
great.
It
So,
does. It really does.
you know, I mean, it's terrible that a family member of yours has it, but you know, this is just a great, you know, just like a new start to just kind of push forward, and, you know, just kind of like change your lifestyle habits.
It
So,
is. You're
you know,
right.
that's great. Very happy to hear that like you want to start adding more vegetables into your diet. I think that's a great start. Um, are there like any other foods you think you want to add?
Maybe some fruits.
Some fruits.
I think I'm looking at my diet 24-hour recall. I'm thinking more probably the orange juice. I should probably maybe substitute for something else, like maybe instead of orange juice, maybe an orange.
That's great. That's great. You know, a lot of juices, although juices are great, don't get me wrong, but they have like a lot of added sugar in it, which is why it's always better to have like the whole fruit instead of the juice.
It's
So,
really great to know.
you know, it's just like juices are great. I love fruit juices. Um, you know, just if you can, try to substitute it with like a whole fruit, just because it has more nutrients, less sugar, and you know, it's also like a little bit more filling. So, just something to think about. But are there like any other foods you're thinking about adding, like grains, protein, anything like that?
Definitely probably adding more protein in my diet. I know the deli meats are a good source of protein, but I'm probably trying to look for different options of proteins in my diet.
Mhm.
But I don't really know where to start. So
Okay. We can definitely talk about that. You said you don't really like eating a lot of meat. Is that correct?
no, I don't.
Okay. There's a lot of meatless protein options out there. I don't know if you would be interested in learning about those, and maybe you know you and your son can start to use those for lunches too.
Okay.
But I can definitely give you like I have a handout here that has like a whole bunch of different like cooking methods. It also includes like different options for like protein substitutes. Um, some of the more common ones are using like legumes, beans,
Oh, I didn't know that.
things like that. Those are loaded with proteins, especially if you combine beans with a grain. That is what makes like a whole protein, because having like rice, for example, with like beans or something, having the two combined just like kind of brings out their protein and like you know those good qualities and the nutrients that it has. So it makes it like a whole protein altogether.
Alright.
So that'd be something to think about if you like rice and beans. That's definitely a good one. And just like a lot of nuts are loaded in protein. There's also like tons of soy products out there too. But
Alright.
definitely, you know, like next time you're in the grocery store, feel free to like look around and just you know see what else is out there. You know, there's tons of things. So if you have any questions, just let me know about that.
Okay. Referring to the different nuts, so the trail mix.
Mhm.
I was thinking about that, and I was wondering if maybe I should be limiting that, or should I be adding more trail mix? I'm not really sure.
Well, the thing about trail mix, although it's like loaded with nuts, which is loaded with protein. It does have like a lot of extra calories added with it, which is partly where a lot of your extra calories are coming from, because you do have a couple snacks throughout the day that are pretty calorie dense, which just means you know it's packed with calories into like it's like a lot of calories packed into one food, which is something you kind of want to you know decrease.
When trying to lose weight.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, I wouldn't say, you know, get rid of the trail mix, but maybe try getting the trail mixes with the fruit instead of the candy. Um, you also said that like you like to have granola bars. Would you like to keep the granola bar, or would you like to substitute it with something?
I'm actually a really big fan of the granola bar.
Okay.
Maybe I could look for granola bars that have more protein, maybe
Yeah.
nuts instead of eating trail mix. Maybe I can have like more protein dense granola bars.
Sure.
And I can replace the trail mix with something like a fruit option or vegetable option.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. If you want to like alternate it, like, every other day you'll have the granola bar and then the next day you'll have the trail mix. Just kind of like, give yourself like some variety. So that's a great idea.
Awesome.
I love it. So let's see. That's definitely a great change to make. Is there anything else that you were thinking about changing?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay.
I was looking more for areas that maybe I haven't noticed or things I might need advice on.
Okay.
And I think so far I might need to work on maybe my fast food intake. Because I know that fast food's not good for me, and I've realized that my son is being influenced by the way I'm eating too. And I think it's time for me to probably limit the amount of fast food I eat. But it's really hard I know my job is still going to be hustling, bustling.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if maybe I can still have my fast food. It's very convenient, but maybe limit it.
That's definitely a great idea. Fast food, the reason why we love it is because it's fast, convenient, and it's there, and it's easy to get. I wouldn't say, well, you don't have to necessarily like eliminate it. You could try, getting like the healthier options on the menus because a lot of fast food restaurants nowadays, they're trying to lean towards healthier versions or healthier options on their menus. And so definitely look into those. Like Subway's a good one. I don't need to like advocate for any specific chains. I'm just giving you ideas. And like a lot of like McDonald's also has like healthier like salad options and stuff on their menus. Tons of restaurants do. So you can like ask about those when you go to the restaurants. Also, if you like maybe for your son, if you don't want him to be influenced by all the fast food, one thing that tends to work in my family is like you don't have to do this. I don't know if you'll have time for it, but if you make lunches the night before, so that way in the morning when you're like rushing to get ready for work and stuff, it's one less thing you have to do, and because it'll already be pre-made, all you have to do is just get it out of the fridge and go. You could try like making your son sandwiches the night before. You guys could even like make them together, kind of get him involved in having him learn about what foods are healthy for him, have him make his own sandwich, and that way he can kind of learn about like, hey, this is a healthy lunch, this is what I should be eating. So that'll kind of deter him from thinking that fast food is okay to have all the time. So definitely something to try. Very good question.
Okay, beautiful. All right. I think that's all I can think of right now. Is there anything you wanted to tell me or?
Actually, there's just a few things I'd like to go over with you.
Okay.
Just like a few areas that we should try to work on within the future. Like we'll make some goals around it. A few things that I noticed were there tended to be like a lot of sugary carbohydrates in your diet. Like the chocolate in the trail mix, the chocolate ice cream at night, the orange juice that has a lot of sugar, and the lemonade and stuff. So that's something like you kind of want to decrease. So maybe instead of having like as you said before, instead of having the trail mix, you could replace it with like a fruit that's like a healthier carbohydrate. It might also help to keep you fuller for a longer period of time because a lot of fruits like apples, they have fiber, which helps to keep you feeling fuller.
Okay.
That'd be something to try. Also, it seems like there's not enough protein in your diet, and I understand you don't like eating meat, which is totally fine. I'm all for that. But I'd like to tell you more about the different options for like more vegetarian diets to get protein.
Okay.
Like we were discussing before, having beans with rice that constitutes a whole protein, and that's a great protein substitute besides meat. There's also a bunch of soy products, like they have like veggie burgers that are like from Morningstar and stuff. I don't know if you're really a fan of tofu, but they have different varieties of it now. It'd be something to like experiment with. Not everyone likes it, but it's just something to think about. Definitely just kind of look around at the different options, try them. Don't be afraid to try them, and if you like it, that's great. If you don't, there's tons of other options.
Okay.
And also, like we said before, nuts are a very good source of protein as well. So maybe, that trail mix has lots of nuts in it. Keep that. That's a great source of protein. Also, you said maybe getting those granola bars with the extra protein in it for a snack. That would be good. And at lunch, if you get like a sandwich with like some meat in it, or maybe not meat, but maybe like a nut spread, like peanut butter is always good. Or even if they're like soy sandwich products, that would be good too. And at dinner, any kind of like meatless thing you want to have, add like nuts to a salad. I don't know if you're a fan of fish, but fish has tons of protein. And that'd be something to try as well. Do you have any questions about that?
No, I think you gave me much needed advice.
All right. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. There's just like a couple other areas of concern. Not of concern, but just things like we should try to work towards. I noticed there's like two favorite vegetables in your diet. It's just like the mashed potatoes and the corn. I'm not sure how many other vegetables you like, but are there any other vegetables you would consider adding to your diet?
I'm definitely looking into maybe adding some dark leafy greens. Maybe I've heard that spinach holds a lot of different kinds of vitamins that I'd be really interested in learning about. And my son seems to really like it at school.
Oh, good. Good. That's shocking. That's great.
Yeah, that's right.
Love it. That's great. That's fantastic. Spinach, definitely good. Leafy greens are full of like tons of vitamins. Have you also heard of the saying like you should always try to have like a colorful plate?
Yeah.
So like you know what that means?
Not technically all the way, no.
Okay. It's pretty much just like what dietitians use to kind of tell people to have a different variety of like vegetables on their plates, because how vegetables are so colorful. That means they have a whole bunch of different vitamins and nutrients in them. And so it's just trying to say like, have a variety so you can have a balance of nutrients in your diet. So,
Okay.
have a colorful plate, eat your rainbow. So,
Okay.
yeah. Outside of that, everything looks good. The only other thing that might help is if you decrease your portion sizes. A tip that I've heard from other clients is that if they eat their foods on like a smaller plate, they're less inclined to eat a lot of food because there's like less space on the plate for them to put food.
Okay.
So that's something to try. Outside of that, it sounds like you're doing great. You're doing a lot of improvement, and you can start to set some goals. And do you have any goals in particular that you'd like
I
to
think
reach?
that definitely the portion sizes I really should work on.
Okay.
So I think that's what I'm going to start working on.
Okay.
Probably colorfuling my plate and adding more fruits and vegetables. I never really knew the difference between starchy and non-starchy vegetables, but definitely the coloring the plate will bring like a ratio between the starch and the non-starch. And the carbohydrates and sugar, I never really noticed how much added sugar I was adding to my diet, but it's really important, and I really should try to like limit it and definitely substitute for more less sugary options or help more fibrous like fruits and vegetables. So definitely the fruit instead of orange juice is a great idea. I definitely think about that. And I was also learning about hypertension and going into more detail about that. That has really been an uplifting experience, and learning more about it, I look forward to it and making the steps. And I don't know, but definitely a way to decrease my sodium would be less fast food as well. So I think steps on eating less fast food during the week would be great, and more planning my lunches for me and my son would be really beneficial.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, like I know that's like a lot of things to, you know, try to like accomplish. That's a lot of goals, but you know, take baby steps. It's gonna take a little while. You know, change is gradual, but it happens. So you know, if there's like a couple goals that you would like to work on first, I don't know if any of the ones that we just said are like of any particular importance to you, but
I think the biggest two goals would be either adding more colorful fruits and vegetables to my diet and limiting the fast food.
okay, okay, those sound like very, very important goals. Very, you know, very reachable. Um, why don't we like have those goals set for now, and then I'll have you work on those. And then if you want to come back in like 2 weeks, tell me how everything's going, and you know, see how the goals are setting out. Maybe we can try for some other ones. But yeah, I'd love to check on your progress and just see how things are going.
That'd be great. Thank you so
No
much.
problem. Thank you. Actually, I have here a little bit of information. This is just a little flyer that has information about like different cooking methods, so maybe you and your son can explore them when you're making lunches. It also has a lot of like different facts about like nutrients and weight loss, and you know, just like some tips for losing weight. So you know, just something to read, something to kind of like think about. But yeah, sounds like you're off to a great start.
Yeah,
Very
thank you.
You're welcome. You know, if you have any questions, feel free to call me. Come by and visit. We'll make another appointment whenever you'd like. But if you'd like to come back in about 2 weeks,
Yeah, that'd be
good.
great.
All right.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. Thank you.
No
Amy.
problem.
Have a great afternoon.
I will.
Thank you. That was